Here we have a problem where we have two numbers. These two numbers add to 42, and then 6 times the first number is 90 more than 3 times the second. So it says find the two numbers. So that's important that we establish what we're looking for. So let x equal the first number, and we'll let y equal the second number. And the first part of that sentence establishes our first relationship. X plus y equals 42. Okay, and then the second part of that, 6 times the first number is 90 more than 3 times the second. That establishes our second relationship, or our second equation. So we end up with 6 times the first is 90 more than 3 times the second. So just be careful, we need to make an equation. So it's not plus 90. The 6 times x is 90 more, so to make them equal, we have to subtract 90. And that's equal to 3 times the second. So we can make this y equals and graph it like this, or we can, in Desmos, you can just put it in as these equations. I'm just going to solve for y and put it in here. So equation 1, when I solve for y, becomes 42 minus x. I'm going to subtract x from both sides. In equation 2, I'm just going to divide both sides by 3, and I get y equals 2x minus 30. So graphing these, once I've established my variables, I come up with my equations, I can now graph. Okay, when I graph this, my graphing window is going to look something like this. I'm going to end up with this equation here. It's going to come up like this. This is going to be 2x minus 30. Okay, so it's going to have a slope of 2, and the y-intercept is going to be way down there at negative 30. And the other equation here is going to be 42 minus x, so it's going to start up here. Okay, and it's going to kind of go down at negative 1. So just so I know what I'm looking at here, it's about negative 10 to 40 along the x. And then for the y, we're looking at maybe negative 10 to, or negative 2 or something like that, to, let's just say 0 to 40, let's say 45 or something like that. Okay, so there's our window. These x min, x max just gives me an indication of what I'm looking at on the window, and my intersection point that I'm going to find here is x is 24, y is 18. Okay, so the first number is 24. The second number is 18. They add up to 42. 6 times the first number, that's going to be 132. Sorry, no, that's not going to be 132. That's going to be 6 times, it's going to be 144. Is 90 more than 3 times the second. So 3 times that is 54. Okay, 144 is definitely 90 more than 54.